Hey, what is happening? This is Jerry here with Wealth Dynamics. So I want to hit you really quick with a video today about how to avoid the top 3 worst wealth enemies in your life. The reason I want to share this information is because it's my job to help you build wealth. And I can't do that if you got people messing the plan up, right? So today's video, how do you avoid the top 3 worst wealth enemies that you have? First, we need to understand what those 3 enemies are. Okay, quite simply, the IRS, Wall Street, and central banks. Okay, the IRS, Wall Street, and central banks. If you have money and the IRS gets their hands on it, Wall Street gets their hands on it, or central banks get their hands on it, I believe that it destroys your potential to build wealth. Now, here's the thing. People think these are good places to put money, and I understand why, and I want to break down with you why that's just not true. Wall Street, you give them money, the only thing guaranteed is fees. They will get paid. They're going to speculate. You can't access it when you need it. Lastly, they're unethical. Like, you're dealing with one of the sleaziest groups of people in history. Literally every single market crash was caused by Wall Street. Okay, so why would you put your money there? Banks, when you give your money to the bank, the reason you put your money there is because it's safe, it's liquid, you know where it's at, it's supposedly easy to access. However, when you put money in a bank, they don't pay you anything. Logically, you're like, well, yeah, that makes sense because they're just holding my money. No, they're not. They do what's called fractional reserve banking. When you give them $100, they take your $100 and lend it out to 9 different people at the same time. They somehow turned your $100 into $900. What does that mean? They've only got 10 cents in reserve on the dollar you gave them. So if they go broke on one or all of those deals and they don't have your $100 and you come to them and say, hey, I need my $100 back, they're going to say, sorry, we've only got 10 cents because we gave your money to somebody else. So there's actually no safety with the bank. Okay, secondarily, banks actually are allowed to not pay you your money. When you go there, if things are tight, they did this in Europe a couple of years back, they can limit the amount of money you access from your checking account. So it doesn't grow. You're getting your money leveraged against you, so it's not safe and it's not actually accessible. So that actually takes off the table the fact that banks would be a good idea to put money into. Last is the IRS. You're like, Jerry, I don't save money with the IRS. That's ridiculous. Okay, the IRS that's the group that invented the retirement plan. The IRA, the 401k, the solo 401k, the KEO, the simple IRA, those are all IRS plans. So when you put money in an account that has a tax advantage, it was an account invented by the IRS. The IRS is the group of people that steal from you. Why would you put your money in an account that they own? And you're like, well, Jerry, tax deductions, of course, tax deductions and tax deferrals. Let's do some math real quick, all right? I'm glad you brought this subject up. You put $5,000 into an IRA so that you can deduct it from your taxes. Makes sense, right? You put the money in, you grow it. Let's say it's growing at 8%. I did the math on this. If you put the $5,000 in for 20 years and it grows at 8%, that $5,000 is going to turn into $24,000 and some change. So you're like, awesome. I just saved $5,000 and now I have $24,000. Well, no. You didn't save $5,000. You got to deduct $5,000 from your income, meaning you avoided taxes on $5,000. If you're in a 25% tax bracket, you really only saved like $1,200. Okay, so you saved $1,200. You're like, well, that's fine. I still have $24,000. Yeah, the problem is this: when you take the $24,000 out of the account, you will pay about $6,000 in taxes. See, that's the scam. You go into the account thinking you're getting a benefit up front, and you actually lose on the back end because they charge you 5 times more in taxes when you take the money out. That's the IRS's plan. Now, what's the alternative? I recommend my clients save their money, 40% of their income, in what I call the sacred account. Okay, this is a dividend-paying whole life insurance policy. I got off a phone call with a client today that was skeptical about this exact plan. After the phone call, all he could say was, damn, I'm in. So this is how you avoid it, by putting your money in a dividend-paying whole life insurance policy, properly structured. Okay, I would say 0.00001% of any agent out there knows how to properly structure one of these policies. The rest of them are just selling a product and they have no idea how it works or how to design it for your benefit. When you properly structure these, you can actually have access to 90% of every dollar that you put into it day one. Just like a bank, you put money in a bank, you can take it out right away. With the life insurance, you put in $100, you can take out $900 right away. Okay, now here's the other thing. It's safe and liquid. You can use it whenever you need it. You have the accessibility and the liquidity. So we've already beat Wall Street and we've already beat the IRS. So now we're just competing with the bank. So let me help you destroy the bank on this. When you put your money in this account, it's insured at a level higher than the bank is. You've got accessibility just like the bank does. And in addition to that, you have a guaranteed percent interest rate of 1%. We just crushed the bank because you're only getting like 0.012% right now. Now, you're like, okay, I get that, but that still doesn't sound great. I'm not even hitting the benefit yet. I'm just showing you why it's better than the bank. Now, in addition to that, when you put your money in, $900 goes to the cash value or 90%. $100 goes to the death benefit, which buys shares, and the shares pay you dividends of 6 to 8% on your money. So you're also earning 6 to 8% on top of that, which you can't touch with a bank. Now, when you put the money in the account, when you take your funds out, you're actually going to do a loan. So you're going to borrow against your funds rather than withdrawing them. You're like, Jerry, why would I borrow against my own money? That doesn't make any sense. Because when you borrow against your own money, you can't get taxed on a profit or a withdrawal. You can't get capital gains taxed on a loan. So you're actually avoiding taxes by doing it that way. The other thing borrowing does is if you borrowed the money instead of withdrawing your funds, then your funds are still in the account, right? And if your funds are still in the account, that means that they're still earning a dividend and growing, right? So let's say you borrow the money, you go do a real estate deal with it. You get 12% interest on your real estate, on your cash flow. Meanwhile, your funds are still growing with a 6 to 8% dividend in the account while you're using them elsewhere. That's called leverage. That's what the bank's doing to you now. You're able to do your own version of fractional reserve banking for your own benefit. So when I explained all of this to my client, all he had to say was, damn, I'm in. By doing this, you bypass banks, you bypass Wall Street, and you bypass the IRS and the IRA. And that puts you in control of your own money. So I want to just go ahead and post an article really quick in the comments. I wrote this for you today. I hope you appreciate it. And if you're interested, reach out to me. Let me know. I can give you more information on this account. If you're skeptical, good, you should be. People misuse life insurance. They have for decades. I want to show you how you do this the right way so that you make money instead of losing money by giving your agent more commission than they deserve. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and log out because we are picking Nano up from the airport today. He's our newest wealth coach addition to the team, and he's moving up from Dallas. I'm excited for it. Thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe. I'll talk to you later.